Hi, gang. Let me get rid of this stupid bar. Tell me we're recording. How are ya? I'm Justin DeWeese. That's my beautiful wife, Ashley DeWeese. This is the Off the Cuff podcast show. And in spite of the look she's giving me, I just letting y'all know I'm off and running. I'm ready to G-O this dang thing.
Well, like I thought you were asking how I was doing, and I was getting ready to actually answer, and then you just like went on to the thing.
I am disinterested in how you're doing.
Great.
I'm here
Thanks.
for the
Glad you care.
people.
They're so lucky to have you.
They are, really. And I'm lucky to have you.
Oh, thanks.
Heart
I'm
hands.
getting so much better than this. Like this used to be, the whole like left and right
Oh,
thing.
here we go. She's got to even puzzle that out, gang.
Oh, I'm still continually perplexed by it. Like I would have to stop and think about this right now. My point was this used to be the same. Like I couldn't just throw up the heart hands. I'd have to like form them and is this a heart and does it and now it's just like boom, proud of
Well, you
myself.
could you could say that's a metaphor, right? Because you just got to let go and let it be, and it comes together the way it's supposed to meant to be, right? Just like love itself.
The way it's supposed to meant to be.
You know what? The next time you're seeking some wisdom and guidance from me, I'm going to tell you to pound sand. Question
Why?
the way I phrase things.
I mean, what is this if we can't like have a little
Mock
fun?
me.
What is a marriage if you can't have a little fun mocking your mate from time to time? I mean,
Uh,
that story of my
pro-
life every single day. And now I'm not just being mocked by you periodically, I'm being mocked by our children.
yeah, they're pretty good at it.
They
Not gonna
are
lie.
really good at it right now.
I take pride in that.
And I know we play a little game and, this all the things really rile me up as much as I like play into them to rile me up. No. But
Probably yes.
it is like it's 3 against 1. See how I had to look at that?
Good heavens. I'm glad you didn't display some of this stuff before we got married because we may not be
Oh,
doing
it
this podcast
was
today.
all on display and you knew what you were
Nope.
getting
Never
into.
once did I see you go, wait, is that three? Yep. I held up the right number of fingers.
Hey, I am
Oh,
my queen
casual
self.
bicep flex there. Oh,
I, dude,
let me
look at
fix my
that.
hair. Good Lord.
I'm proud of that.
I listen,
Do you know how many years I did this and it was like, "Oh, hey, nothing there."
listen, I've told
Great.
you I'm proud of you. I'm just saying, like, let's dial down the Guido while we're on the podcast.
Guido. That's like Jersey Shore.
Right. That's exactly where I was driving it at. You got it. Congrats.
Jim Jim Tan Laundry. I like two of those things.
Yeah, you don't like laundry, and
So fond about the other. It's one of the perks about my lovely mother, willing to do the laundry.
this house is, yeah. You know what? We need to change the subject. Moving on.
Moving on. So last episode we did a little hinty hint about something new that we were going to be dropping, and we have officially done the drop on social media, but we wanted to spend the day here talking about it. And so, uh, what did we drop for the people
Well,
in the last
last week when we
episode?
were building up to, I thought we were talking about me growing my hair out, but we're not.
Oh my gosh, can we not skip over that? Can we not skip over that? First of all, you look so cute with the hat backward. We're not
I
going to
know
go into that this episode because we already covered it, but like you do. See, now he's
that's
doing
why
the
I did
thing
it.
where he like knows, and so now he's
Right.
doing.
I'm not stupid.
Um, no. So the beard for the first time in what?
I mean, basically since the Rona,
Yeah. The
5 years.
beard is going to change up the hairstyle. Not because he hasn't like wanted to do anything differently. He tends to wear his hair in a way that I desire, that I like. Right? Is
Yep.
that
Because I
truthful?
do not give a fig.
He doesn't really care, and honestly, he'd shave it all off.
I totally would.
He would like that's what he would do. It would be
Like
bald
I love
Justin.
my barber Dylan, but if I never saw him again the rest of my life, I'd be a-okay with it.
Yeah, honestly, like you would not only like shave all of your hair off on the regular, you would let your beard just go.
No, not. I didn't like the
Not
way it
like
looked totally unkempt, but it needs to be bigger than this.
yeah. So the point is that's what he would do. Um, which I'm
Point of
all
this
about
marriage is
him.
about compromise, gang.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where, you know, you want your spouse to, of course, live their life as far as like do the things that makes them happy and live in a way that makes them happy. At
Sure.
the same time, you also entered into a contract with your mate. And so
Right. Well, and
there,
so let's just interject here. If anybody out there is going, yeah, give it to the patriarchy. You tell that man how to wear his hair.
I don't think we have a lot of those listeners, but okay.
I'm sure we don't, but I like saying stuff like that anyway.
Good.
Anyway, I mean, when we became involved, you had a very short, I need to talk to your manager haircut,
I did. I did.
which I get, low maintenance, easy to go out and get hammered drunk every night and then roll out of bed and go teach those poor kids. I understand. Not a
I
lot of
don't think
stuff to
that was
do.
the reason for the haircut, but okay.
Whatever you got to tell yourself, sweet cheeks. But I mentioned earlier, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
women are better looking with longer hair. And you grew your hair out and you're like, damn, he's right.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between doing something like that and like living a life that's like completely controlled
Right.
by exactly what your mate wants versus being willing to be open and take into consideration
Right.
their preferences and how that might fit into yourself and the way
Now,
you
see,
live.
this
So
is when it's unfortunate that we have a pre-planned thing we want to talk
I
about
know because like there is
because I learned the ultimate riff on what you just said, but we don't have time for it. We'll
oh
have to talk about it some other time.
well you better write it down so that we
Don't
do.
worry about what I write down.
Anyways, so he's going to be changing up his hairstyle, growing it out. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but he's growing it out.
It'll
So
be a surprise for y'all.
it's gonna go through the growth stages. So that'll be kind of.
Gonna look like a sack of smashed assholes for a while.
I mean, not necessarily, probably, but not necessarily. I'm really excited about it just too because obviously, like I've liked your hair the way that it is, but it's fun and exciting
Because you
because
love changing things up, as we've discussed
he's been on my
frequently over the
ass.
last couple days.
He's been on my ass all week about my love for change and pivoting and whatnot. And again, that too, another podcast episode. But anyways, this is what's happening. I'm excited about it. I think I don't know. It's always fun to drop a little spice in
Right. So anyway,
time. Anyways,
cut all that out. She asked me what we dropped. What we dropped is our new joint collab. Isn't that how the kids say it nowadays? The
collab.
Forged Couple.
The Forged Couple. It's an Instagram account that we will be developing that will be focusing on life as a couple, right? How to build a strong marriage. You don't have to be married necessarily to follow or be a part of our ecosystem, but it's just about the idea of how to be in a strong relationship. What are the fundamental things that we have found to work to help us be successful in our life, in our marriage, in our relationship, and sharing that with people. And so we dropped not only the Instagram account, but we have dropped a program that we are launching. It's a really quick launch, super short window to help you learn about it. And then ultimately for some of you to choose to sign up for it. And it's a one-off at this moment.
Right. And it's a short window because we're freaking hyped, y'all.
We are hyped. So the brand, it's called The Forged Couple. The couple's experience that we're going to talk about today is called Forged. And that is something that we're going to do this one time. It's like I won't say one time only, but I will say that right now we only have plans.
There are no other plans.
There are no other plans to do this beyond this one time. for
One shot
10
go, y'all.
for 10 couples, one time. Maybe we do it again in the future. And this is not the old bait and switch. Like, we're only going to do this one time and we already have it mapped out for the next 2 years. It's just, we keep our minds open into what possibilities may be. But right now, we're just
We're doing it one
focused
time.
one time.
We're doing one
So
time.
so anyways, we thought today it would be good to spend this time in the episode kind of talking to you about this new venture for us, why we built or came up with the concept for the Forged Couple and why we built Forged, this couple's experience, and why it may be exactly what you and your significant other need right now in your life.
Boom.
So, going to give a little bit of background here. First of all, we are coming up on our 15th year of wedded bliss.
105 days.
That's how many days we are in today away from. Now, is that 105 days, including the day?
Nope, we're not having that argument.
So we're coming up on 15 years, and some days it feels like we've been married 100. Other days it feels like we just got married a year ago.
A million years ago.
Or a million years ago, that too.
Yeah, mine. I vacillate between 100 and a million. It's either felt like a long time or a crazy, stupid long time.
Oh, you're beyond that. It feels like a short amount of time these days.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Everything feels like a blink of an eye. It was just yesterday.
Anyway, so in that period of time, you and I, we've grown a lot.
A lot.
Like, we wouldn't even have to tell you anything if I was like super techie and inclined. And let me back up. I know how to do it. I just don't want to take the time to do it. I got shit to do.
Yeah, that's what the inclined means.
I would throw up old pictures. And if you get onto either of our social media accounts or the Forged Couple account at the Forged Couple, you can see some of these past pictures. But we wouldn't even have to say a thing. I could just throw up one of our old couple pictures. And just from that picture, you will be like, holy shit, are these the same people? Not that we're recognizable, but you'll be like, are these the same people?
And listen, we're not talking about gym clothes before and after pictures.
Right.
We're talking just normal street clothes in the front room, getting ready to go to whatever pictures. You'd look at those two and be like,
a lot of those pictures were like in the bar.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
There wasn't a lot of like living room family posts. There was just a lot of like,
no, we did other pictures in the family room.
No, but even, I utilized a couple of those photos yesterday in a post, and I'm one of the people, and I know our story and I know how much we've grown and evolved. But, I look at those photos, and even myself, it makes me just a little bit of emotional because I can look at those two people. It makes me, part of this is emotion from the thing, but also,
yeah,
it's also coming up.
We're 4 days away, gang. 4 days. Buckle in.
I look at those pictures and I see those two people, and I'm just able to recognize so many things just in their eyes.
Yep.
About who they were at the time, about how they felt, about their silent struggles. Even though then we would have and did most certainly describe ourselves to others and to ourselves as like, we're good,
Right.
Like, we're good, we're happy, things are great. And it wasn't a lie. Like, we weren't lying. And as we continue to talk today, I hope that you see that come through in why we've created the Forged Couple and this couple's experience called
and so
Forge.
She said, coming up on 15 years, and man, all this growth. And then she got all choked up about it, which makes me think we need to get some music that we can like add in. Like this is the Ashley's crying and needs a moment music.
If only
But
we had an editor. Hey, if you're listening and you're like, I I have the skills that you all need to give, just some additional pop to what you got going on here, reach out.
holler. But anyway, so she yapped about the growth, and I don't want y'all thinking like it's been all
Yeah.
up and up with this too. Like we've screwed up plenty
We
in those
have.
15 years.
We have, and I think that that's a key point as we kind of move forward in this chat about Forged, is that we we are not perfect people. We do not have the perfect marriage. This concept that we've put together, it's not about like this isn't ultimately like here are the best tips for your marriage, or this isn't like marriage therapy. It grew out of, first and foremost, simply our life experience
Right.
together,
The
period.
road we done walked.
The road we done walked, but
The
it's
road I
very
done dragged her ass down a couple times. The road she done dragged my ass down a couple times.
exactly. And we're here to talk about it. No, I just think it's very important from the get-go, which you should know this already if you're tuning into this show on the regular or from time to time, that we're not perfect. We're just committed to each other and to continuing to grow and become better. And we've recognized that as we continue to push ourselves to do that, um, why not share that out with other couples? Because when you're on a journey of growth, it also then really brings to the forefront or allows your eyes to pay more attention to what's happening in the lives of other people, and in this case, other couples.
And it's not, listen, it's not from my mother-in-law sitting at this window over here looking out at all what's going on the street. Did you see so and so did the thing and thing? It's not like that,
Right.
right? But to me, it's we're growing, we're working together, like ups and downs, all the things. I look around and I see our old selves being
Yeah,
played out, right? Like if we hadn't done some of those things that we've done, like that, that's what it would look like.
right, right.
So again, not from a I'm being nosy with my neighbors and how their marriage is going sort of thing. It's just
Or
recognizing and
well,
seeing
and or
ourselves.
it's not from a place of like, oh, we're so much. Look at that's going on over there. We're so
Well,
much
and
better
we've
than
talked
that.
about that before, right? That when you're growing in whatever realm, you don't look at the people behind you from that standpoint because you understand that journey, right?
Right. It's not from a place of judgment. It's just being able to recognize it. And being the people that we have become over the years, it's hard to stay quiet, if you will, and just focused on your own growth and your own journey together. Because I believe that part of what we have learned over the years is we now are people that believe it's not only our responsibility to grow ourselves, but it's our responsibility to share out loud
Right.
in order to help others grow and become better as well. Like that's just what we
Right.
believe, and it's a
That's
standard
that's the
we
bottom
live by.
line. Right.
So a couple of the, for lack of better phrasing, like a couple of the problems, or puzzles, as one of our mentors likes to say instead of problems, that we see popping up with couples in today's day and age, is kind of a level of disconnect. That's not like let's be honest. There's couples that like from 20 miles away, everyone and their brother can be like, they are like totally not connected, right?
Right.
We're kind of like, we're not looking to work with those couples. Do they need to be worked with? Probably so.
Probably.
We're not probably the right people
We're
for
not
that.
trained professionals.
But what we're seeing is this grouping or pool of couples that on the surface appear to be doing good.
Right.
Like they appear to like they've got a good life. They've got a good marriage, you know? Probably got some problems. Everybody does.
But it's fine.
Right. We're
It's
fine.
fine. Fine.
It's fine. And if some of these things we're saying right now is resonating with you, I hope you like keep leaning in to the things that we're sharing today.
Right.
And so it's fine. They think everything's fine. Lots of stories rolling around because, we live in the world of Hollywood where we watch movies and see things that are put to the extreme and romanticized. And I almost think while it's a good thing that we recognize how movies and TV shows kind of create unrealistic expectations at times for people in relationships, I almost think that we then though can dilute ourselves into believing that great isn't possible in reality.
Right.
And so we see that through us coaching individually women and men. I know for myself, seen in many of my clients, I have many clients who the women, they're on a pursuit of growth for themselves, but their husband isn't really traveling that road with them. Or if he is, it's in his own way.
Right. And same story, right? It's either most often it's the wife is not working out in any sort of fashion and the husband would like to do that with her or would like to see her come along, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, there are some where they are both, right? And yet completely different.
Still, right. So, either one person is growing and the other one's just kind of getting by. One person has recognized the value of prioritizing their growth, and not just by way of nutrition and fitness, in all capacities.
Right.
Wanting more in life, wanting to pursue higher levels. Often we're seeing couples where one of them gets that and sees the value. The other one either doesn't see it or puts other things in life in front of that.
Right.
And so we're seeing that. And what we have found is that people just aren't in sync. I think that's a good way to put it, right? Couples aren't in sync. What? I know it makes
nothing. Well, no, I was just thinking like it's April 2nd. We're already talking like it's going to be May. Come on.
I mean, sometimes I don't know what makes the difference. Sometimes it's definitely I roll my eyes at you for such things. But today, like it made me love you just a little bit more. That one hit.
Come on.
Yeah. And so again, like what we're saying here, we're not trying to like finger point or like blame the husband or the spouse or better than, worse than. We're just trying to put out and bring some awareness to the fact that we have a crap ton of couples in the middle that are moving through life fine, but it could be a whole flipping lot better.
Right.
And we believe that ourselves and you and your significant other, like you deserve to move through and experience this one life with the person that you chose to do life with at the most greatest level possible. Like God did not create us to experience life in kind of like when someone was like, hey, how was your life? It was all right. How is it like living together, when you get to heaven? How's it like living together? Oh, yeah, it was all right. I mean, we were fine. I don't want to say that. I want to be like, this was the best living experience ever. I am so glad I eventually chose this man as my mate. And please do not bring up the idea that once we get into heaven, we will not recognize ourselves as husband and wife.
You brought it up. I wasn't going to say nothing because you were on your little roll and I was just going to let you roll and then get yelled at later for, you can interject more in the podcast. Lady, you were spitting fire and I'm going to let you.
I I'm just really passionate about people not experiencing or living a watered down life or having a lukewarm marriage because they just believe or have settled into the comfort that that's good enough or that's the way
Right.
it's supposed to be. It's not good enough. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And we want to open your flipping eyes to that reality.
And so that right there just skipped like 3 pages of my notes because ultimately that reality is where Forged came from.
Yeah.
The fact that we've been in it, we've walked through it, we've fought through it, and again, not perfect, but growing. And we are so appreciative and grateful for all of these lessons that we've learned. And so we want to help other people learn those same sort of lessons.
Yeah. And what sparked it to even come into fruition? Because we talk about this topic all the time
Right.
together. But what sparked us actually making this move to create an experience for couples that we could take them through just to share, what we've learned and what we
Right.
found works for us consistently, not just a quick, oh, we did this once and it kind of turned out okay. Like literally what we will be sharing in Forged with other couples are the things that are tried and true for ourselves and our life and our marriage. But no, we were talking about the fact that our 15th anniversary is coming up this summer, July 17th. And we had decided that we were going to double down on ourselves and get some goals, like just really dialed in on some goals and set the deadline as our anniversary for accomplishing those things. And so as a result of that conversation, I believe I said something to the effect of, this might be a good opportunity to bring some other couples along
Right.
with us on this road to our anniversary. Cause like we're going to be walking the path, not that we don't walk the path every day, but like we're going to be really dialed in on this over the next several months. And so this might be a great opportunity to like do something that we've talked about for a long time. A quick pause before Justin and I developed the coaching programs that we have now that we do separately with men and women. Back a few years ago when we were first getting started with our health journey specifically, and then I had become, and then later he became a coach with a network marketing company. We ran groups where it was not just female based. We had both men and women in those groups. And even when it became more female dominant in those groups, he and I did that coaching together.
Right.
And if you've listened to enough of our episodes or you have followed us for long enough, you should already know, because we say it time and time again, like we truly enjoy each other's company. Like we like being together, and individually we have multiple strengths and gifts. But when we join together in projects, just something magical happens. And I don't say that to be cheesy, and I don't say that to like, it's like I'm conceited about who we are and who we are together. But it's true. Like there's just some magic that happens when the two of us come together with the strengths and gifts that we have.
We're very complimentary.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And so we're like, hey, let's do this thing that we've talked about for years. We should come back together and work together again in coaching others. But it's just we've never really hammered it out to where it felt completely right and aligned.
Right.
But this time we were both like, yeah.
It hit a little different.
It hit a little different, like the young people say.
Right.
And so,
Yep.
so here we are. So we have created a 45-day couples experience that we have called Forged. And it is truly meant to embody the idea that strong individuals create strong partnerships together, which then lead into a strong family and into a strong life. And so in this 45 days, we are wanting to help couples do just that. And honestly, those couples, as we were just mentioning, that, life isn't shit. Your marriage isn't shit. Like it's not broken and falling apart. But couples who are like, hey, we're good. We're in the middle of the road. Things could be better, but they could be worse as well. Those are the couples that we want to bring along with us in this experience for 45 days, and share with you ways that you can make changes right now to bring yourselves closer together and to strengthen not only each of you, but you together in that couplehood.
Right. Because again, it's not about any sort of judging. It's not about any sort of who's right, who's wrong in any of these situations, right? It's about alignment. And are you in alignment or are you out of alignment?
Right.
And our goal with Forged is to help find that alignment.
Right. And look, here's the thing. There's a lot of different philosophies and ways of doing things, and, people who are certified this and certified that and schooled in this and schooled in this. Look, I am all about learning and education and knowledge and whatever. But what I have come to find for myself and the type of people that I want to learn from and be around, I want to be around and learn from people who have actually lived it and are living it. Right. And if
Right.
they have some sort of like certificate or piece of paper, like great. But for me, that always doesn't mean that that person or people are the right to mentor me. Like I want to be mentored by people who've lived the shit that I'm experiencing, and they can show me what helped them move to where they wanted to be. And I feel like that describes us when we're looking at
Right.
this
I want some
experience
boots on the
together.
ground.
Right. Right. So a couple of things. It's very important for us to talk about who this program is not for. So that if it's you, you're like, okay, that is not for me, because we would hate for someone to potentially get a part of it, and then be like, oh, you're not helping me with what it is I needed
Right.
help with. So Forged is not for couples in crisis. Like this is not for couples who are literally on the verge of divorce. Like you literally have already met with a lawyer, been thinking about it, and this
Right.
is like your last effort to
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
yourselves together. This is not.
This ain't the spot.
We're not. That's not
Nope.
where. It's not for you. This is not for like just kind of like lazy, unmotivated, kind of casual kind of couples.
This is not a weekend thing,
Right.
right? Where you guys go to a hotel for a weekend and do some things and then back to the normal. That's why it's 45 days, because it's going to take some time to work into some of this. So
Yeah, and
it's not for shortcut folk.
And that being said, like 45 days may feel like a long time when you think about it. Honestly, when you're talking about like true growth and transformation, 45 days is nothing.
It's an
And I
ant's
think
fart.
I think that's important for us to point out here is we are not going to completely start and complete a full circle transformation for you as an individual, for you as a couple.
It's just
We
not
are, it's not possible.
right.
It's not. True transformation, as you said, takes time.
But we are going to lay one hell of a foundation.
Right. Right. That is the complete point, is to help get the ball rolling for you,
Right.
into action. Because sometimes, ideally, like the couples that this is for are couples who you already know this, like us talking about this on this podcast right now, or wherever it is you're hearing or seeing about Forged. It's not, you're not going like, oh, wow, like I've never thought of any of these things that they're
Right.
saying.
Right.
No, it's you who's reading one of our social media posts or seeing one of our reels from this podcast, or listening to this podcast, and you're going like, yep, that's us. I felt that way. I feel this way. He said something about this. It's for those couple. You already
Right.
know, but most likely you just haven't known what to do with that knowing.
Right. We're enough with that.
Or you felt scared about taking
Right.
some sort of action. And so if that's you, this is for you. What to expect? Because again, this is for couples who want more. Things aren't shitty. things aren't the best, they just know in their heart of hearts, like, we could be better. There's so much more that we could be experiencing, and we want that. And I've always looked at something like this as an opportunity just to learn, right? First
Right.
and foremost. It's just an opportunity, like, hey, if I don't like the way things are, then the only way that they potentially become better is if I like seek a new opportunity that might give us something to help make it better. It's the
Right.
only way. And so what to expect? The Forge program, you might automatically think that this is like heavy, heavy, heavy on fitness and nutrition, and we're going to help you try to lose weight over 45 days because that's what, a lot of
You've
what you
seen.
see from us.
Right.
And what we want to make sure that people understand is that while Forged will include a fitness and nutrition component, because
Has
obviously
to.
we believe that's important. It's part of how we live our life. It's what part of what we credit to our strength and success as a couple. It is a part of it, but it is not the biggest part of
Right.
it. And it is not the exact same protocol that clients in our male and female programs work through.
Right.
So there is a fitness and nutrition component. So if you apply to be a part of this experience, you will have to follow the fitness and nutrition component that we are delivering in this experience. But we built this for couples like you at this stage who aren't already working with us in maybe the capacity that we are. You can expect weekly coaching calls with us. And we are not experts. We've made that very, very clear.
Very clear.
This is us taking what we are experts in, and that is our own life experience and all of the investments that we've made over the years with various mentors and trainers and coaches. And we are taking all that pile of stuff and we are going to put it into something that we can deliver to you that will
Right.
bring you value in this particular topic or area of your life, which is the strength of your marriage, the strength of your family, and the strength of your life. Also, I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to pick
Also,
up.
yeah, no, I was trying to, but man, you just daily structure and accountability, right? Like it's one thing to again go to that weekend retreat and do some activities and come out with some takeaways. But if there's no accountability to be doing that, like all of that is useless. And also it's helpful when you're going through any sort of change to have that structure laid out for you, right? Not because it's like putting on handcuffs or anything, but it's guardrails, right?
Right.
To keep you
And,
moving towards where you want to go.
and community is absolutely important. To be able
Absolutely.
to, one of the things that we've recognized over time is like, oh, hey, like we're not the only one. Oh, hey, like there are couples experiencing some of these things that we are. And there are couples who want to do something about it.
Right.
There are other couples who want to be better. Like it's not just us. And so we will have that community for you. As I kind of dropped here and there, like this will be an intimate experience from the standpoint that we are only taking 10 couples.
And
That's the cap. 10 only, so that we can really pour into those 10 couples over the 45 days, and so that those couples can build a connection with each
right.
other as well as a support unit, as a community. And so please know that that's the kind of space it will be. And also know that if this is something that you're considering, it's not unlimited spots. So you won't want to like drag your feet. And to be honest with you, another little side nug here, like just pull the trigger. If you've listened to us and any part of you
And
is
again,
like,
you know in your heart, like
any part of you,
you know.
even if it's just a little bit, like pull the trigger, because ultimately in this experience, you're going to grow, your significant other is going to grow, and then you're going to grow
Grow
together.
together.
You're going to go together. So, in closing, our heart this is something that's been on our heart for a really long time,
Right.
and the stars have kind of finally aligned. See what
And
I
I
did
think the
there?
passion for that has come through in the course of this podcast.
Yeah, I believe so. And we're not done like becoming. our
Nope.
best versions of ourselves. This is just where we're at right now. And so we're going to share what we have learned and grown with thus far. We're doing this with you. This isn't us sitting on these pedestals or thrones going,
Nope.
here's how you do.
It's back. It's back to that boots on the ground.
Right. We're in it with you. We're just
Right.
maybe a little bit ahead of you. And we'll be learning back and forth with you, just as you're learning from us. And to be honest, to close this out, I wish there was something like this for us years ago.
Right.
Because we've been growing together on our own for a really long time and kind of have then come together, right, and
Right.
aligned. But it
Right.
would have been really cool to have some sort of blueprint from the
Right.
get-go. It really would have.
It's a head start, is what it is.
Right. And that's honestly what we've done here. We've created the blueprint for couples like us that we didn't have. And
Right.
so we're like, we didn't have it. We wish we would have had it. So let's go ahead and create it so more couples don't have to do it from scratch like we did. So in closing, if you are interested in learning more about the Forged experience, hit us with a DM. Just type the word forged and
Right.
we will get back with you with the information that will put you on the wait list. And like I said, it's a quick turnaround time. I think the first day is like April 20th or 21st, something like that.
21st.
Right. And so the official sign up will happen starting next Monday. But right now the wait list is open. You need to be on the wait list because people on the wait list get info earlier and they get first dibs at sign up.
Right.
So you want to be on the wait list. It doesn't commit you to anything. It just says, hey, this might be for me.
Right.
So send us that word forged, any social account, comment here, however you can get a hold of us. Probably not carrier pigeon. It'll take too long.
So unreliable these days.
Again, 10 couples only need to be on the wait list. Need to not drag this out and fuck around with it. Like if it's speaking to your soul,
Right.
pull the trigger.
Pull the damn trigger.
The best thing that happens, the worst thing that happens is you're like, oh, well, that was a good learning experience, but it just wasn't for me. It's only 45 days. The best thing that happened is you're like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Wish I'd have done this 5 years ago.
Wish I would have had something like this 5 years ago. So with that, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope
Peace,
to see
love,
you
and
in our
protein.
inbox wanting to learn more about Forged
And heart hands.
and heart hands. Yeah.
Bye, y'all.